What's good, everybody? It's your man LT. You're tuned in to another episode of Vibe Wichita, our entrepreneurial edition. Okay, and today I got somebody really special. Really special. This is my brother from another mother. What's good, Mr. Win Crabtree?
What it do, man? What it do?
Team Green.
Team Green, man.
How you doing today?
Man, I'm blessed, man. Can't complain.
Absolutely.
How about you?
I'm doing pretty good myself.
Thanks for having me here. I appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks for coming.
I'm excited, man. My homie, my day one homie since Buckner Elementary.
That's right.
Day one, man.
Should we sing the school song for him or not?
Bro, dang, I don't even remember.
All right, we're not gonna do that.
I do remember it now. I do remember.
Okay.
I have to think back to them pride assemblies.
There it is. All right, so my man he got his hands in a whole lot of stuff right now. So let's start with Team Green.
Team Green. That is my production company that I started years ago. Mm-hmm. I want to say a little after I got out of high school. I got into producing music, and I knew I had to create a brand. At the time, I had a partner that's still my boy Aaron. We came up with the concept of just like selling beats online. Shout out to XV from here. Mm-hmm. He's the one that taught me how to make beats and how to like kind of market yourself. And he was making a living and off of just doing that. Mm-hmm. And that's what I kind of took that model, turned it into my own thing, and it just slowly but surely took off, man. I just uploaded them online, made a website, and started getting emails of people wanting to buy beats.
That's what it is. That's what's up. So let's rewind a little bit because you mentioned XV.
Yeah.
What was the record name on? What was the name?
Royalty Records.
Royalty
Records was the label.
Tell everybody, what was your name back then?
My name back then was DJ Eclipse.
DJ Eclipse,
man. We used to make mixtapes, hand out mixtapes for free, like at high schools and just different events at the Wichita Mall movies. Mm-hmm. And we started growing, man. Shout out XV, man. He gave me my shot. I wanted to DJ. My sister introduced me to him. She's like, I know this dude that was my school that raps, and maybe you can do. He gave my first copy of Fruity Loops. Put me on, man, and we had the label. We had some other artists. Freddie Hyde is still around. He went by Bling back then.
Right.
My boy Bryce, it was Young Rock. It was all of us, man. And this was, man, 2003, bro.
Right.
But so he was so ahead of the game. He, we had websites and like streaming online. This is before iPhone was even imaginable, you know what I mean?
Right.
Back when people had like Cricket bricks. And so he just had that platform, and he gave me a lot of knowledge, soaked up a lot of game from him, man. And once we ended up going our separate ways, I was able to apply to the knowledge he gave me and just kind of do my own thing. I never wanted to be a rapper or anything like that. I always wanted to be like behind the scenes.
That's what's up.
And so from DJing, like I would play music. And it was just like, dang, instead of playing music, how about I make the music? You know what I mean? Like, I see the reaction that people get when you play a song. I wonder what it would be if you actually made the song. And so that's how I started wanting to make beats.
That's what's up. Now, all of this started in high school.
Yeah.
You sold a beat to a major artist in high school, if I'm not mistaken.
Not in high school, a little after high school.
Okay.
In college. In high school, I was getting money for beats. It was crazy, because I was working at Dillon's, is a grocery store here, and I was making like $80 a week. Take home. And so I started uploading my beats online, like we said, and I got it. I would just make remixes. So like I would get like an acapella, and I would put my beat behind it, and just that way it can get like spins, and people could picking these up.
No, you good.
Okay, and so one day I get an email from a guy, and he's like, yo, I'll pay you $250 for that beat. I was like, whoa, all right, cool. I got something here. And then it just kept going, bro. And so at that point, I want to say my first beat I sold to it was Dipset. I don't even remember the name of the song, but Dipset got a beat for me like when I was 19. And that was everything to me. Like growing up, I looked up to Diplomats, Dipset, Cameron Jewels, and all them. And
Yeah, that's that energy. My man used to wear the pink polos with the collar pop. You know what I'm saying?
I was definitely a big East Coast Rockefeller. You know, it was either, you know, a polo with the Louis backpack or a throwback. That's like, that was me in high school for sure, man.
That was that era.
Yeah, man. That was a good era, man. It's better than skinny jeans and purses.
So, whoa now. So how much did you make for that beat when you
Dipset? I think it was like $500.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Back then, and see, back then I didn't know anything about publishing. I didn't know anything about points or splits or any like bits. It was just like, all right. And of course, it went on a mixtape. It wasn't like on an album. But from that point on, I was able to say like, hey, I made a beat for Dipset when it came to like selling beats.
So it's on
online.
On a resume.
Yeah, you know, or what we call in the music industry a discography.
Gotcha.
And so from that point on, it just like my online presence. I kept working with Dipset. I produced for like J.R. Ryder. I produced for a lot of upcoming East Coast cats. Like back then it was like Graph, and Gravy, and what's the dude, Uncle Murder.
Yeah.
And so that propelled, and at this time I'm still going to school. I'm still working. It wasn't like I didn't stop working until this year. And so I want to say my biggest break came at that time was I was like 20 years old, and I used to post online. It was a site called PMP Worldwide, and it was like one of the first sites that like the industry was involved in. SoundClick was a lot of like, it was SoundCloud back in the day. It was just like people uploading their own stuff. But this was like, okay, the industry is checking for this, and you could submit to actual A&Rs, which are like your label talent scouts and stuff like that. And a producer by the name of Shawty Red, he saw my page and was like, yo, I think you guys are dope. I want to sign you. Talking about me and my boy Aaron from Team Green. And so from there, I got to work with the cats like, you know, Grand Hustle, Jeezy, all the ATL cats were popping back in 08.
Right.
And that's how I really started getting placements, man.
Dope.
I mean, I'm leaving a lot out. It's a lot that led up to a lot of stuff. So I don't know. You just ask me and I'll tell you.
Well, yeah. I mean, so I actually heard, part of the story about the Shorty Red.
Yeah.
How much can we get into detail about that?
Just ask, and I'll tell you if it's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, we can get into detail.
All right. So what was this back in March? We were at a concert.
Yeah.
All right. Major artist, and you actually reconnected with some artists that you had worked with back in that time.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, man. It was crazy. Can I speak on it?
Go for it.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was a Flo Rida concert, and we were just talking. I was, it was my first time meeting Flo Rida, and I had worked with Flo Rida but just through like the label. Like I'm submitting songs, he cuts to the song. And so I was able to like talk to him and say, hey, I produced this song that your next single. He's like, oh man, that's dope. He was pretty cool about it. So we just started chopping up, and he asked me how'd I get into the industry. And I'm just like, well, I used to be signed to this dude, Shawty Red. And he was like, yo, you were that dude that was making them beats, like the swaggy beats. He was like, do you remember me? I was like, yeah, I remember you. The question is, do you remember me?
Right.
And he was like, yeah, man, you were in the basement making beats all the time. I was like, yeah, that was me, bro. And so we just reconnected, man. And that time was a learning experience, man. I got to like really get my first taste of the music industry, man. Like, who would have thought like those people I met back then, Gorilla Zoe, Flo Rida, would full circle be where we are today.
Right.
It's crazy. It's crazy stuff.
Okay. So let's backtrack a little bit from that point. Let's talk.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, from that point, you actually went and it was after that where you signed your deal.
Right.
Okay. Talk about that.
Well, what I did was sign up what's called a publishing deal. And a publishing deal is pretty much a deal where a record label puts you in a situation that you're pretty much like you guys are partners now. And instead of you being partners off capital, like physical money, your capital is your publishing. You're pretty much your ownership in records that you produce or write. And so I did that deal because I have, several records with Flo Rida and other artists. And it's like, all right, I think we could do business together. So my thing is I provide the talent of, working and making songs, and they put me in situations like, okay, we want you to work with this artist and we want you to work with that artist, or we want to fly you out here and do this and that. And so it's kind of like a joint venture type deal. And I'm also working really close with Warner Music Group. I work with the A&Rs over there, Aton and Andrew, and we do our thing. That's how like the whole Flo Rida situation came about.
Dope. And it's really super dope because here is somebody that I've known my entire life.
Right.
And you get linked up with Flo Rida, who's like a friend of the family. You know what I'm saying? So it's like everything comes full circle. It's like universal. It's really dope scenario.
It was so dope because like my boy Drew from Warner, he was like, "Yo, Flo's gonna be in your hometown. You're gonna be in town." Like, yeah. He's like, "You should go to the concert." And then I see you. He's like, "Hey, I'm going to this concert. You going?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going." And then he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be with Flo." I'm like, "Dope, I am too." And so I kind of knew because of the Miami connection, but I didn't even know you guys were like close like that until that night. And that was a cool night, man. That was a cool night.
Dope. All right. So, where do you see this thing going now as far as the music?
Man, where I'd like to see it go is I got some pretty dope songs in the pipeline. That's what we call it. Like, they're not out yet, but they're slated to come out. I see myself just being a go-to producer in the music industry. I don't try to box myself in and just make one type of music. I like, for example, Flo Rida stuff is like pop.
Yeah.
I've also worked with like Young Jeezy and Shawty Redd, who made hard trap records. I've also worked with people that make like country records. And so now I'm starting to get into like the Latin world. And so I just hope to just, create something that makes people feel good, want to do good things. And I don't know, see where it's at in 5 years.
Okay.
And then maybe go on and do something else. I can never like stay still.
I got you. So like, for clarity, with the publishing deal, is it like a length? Is it like a contract for like 5 years?
Well, there's different type of publishing deals. Let's just be clear.
Okay.
But grace of God, I have a good deal, which is like called a recoup deal.
Okay.
So once I get a certain amount of revenue the label has that they invested in me, we could renegotiate. I could either stay with them or I could walk away.
Gotcha.
And so that's what kind of deal I have. I mean, you always hear horror stories about publishing deals, but you just have to, that's why it's so important to know the business of any type of business you're doing, not just music, but just anything. You need to know what you're getting yourself into. If you don't know how to read a agreement or a contract, get somebody to help you, because that stuff can be devastating. You can be trapped.
What's some basic advice that you would give to like a young producer or aspiring producer?
Okay. My 5 things. I'm gonna put my phone on silent real quick, my bad. For one, learn an instrument. Don't just try to point and click your way to making good music. Pick up some music theory, go get some lessons. I would say learn how to play guitar and piano, because you could translate that into any instrument. 2, once you learn the craft, invest in yourself. Other than that time, you need to invest in good quality equipment, get you some good sounds. 3, start working with a writer or artist. Learn how to structure a song. 4, learn the business. It's a book called Everything You Need to Know About the Music Industry, and it gets updated every year. I think it's like on its 14th version now. It's by Donald Passman. Get that book. It'll tell you everything from publishing to management to how labels work, how royalties work, all that. Then 5, just be creative, man. Get your own sound. Don't come in a game trying to sound like somebody, because I did that for a long time. And you can make money, but you won't be sought after, because at the end of the day, if I want Popeye's chicken, I'm gonna go to Popeye's and get it. Yeah. I'm not gonna go to Louisiana knockoff. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have your own sound. You think about the greats like Dre, Timberland, Quincy Jones, all these, Max Martin. They have their own sound. You have to go to them to get it, or it won't be sought as authentic.
Gotcha.
And so that's it. That's what I would say is very important for up and coming producer.
Okay. So let's shift a little bit, because you got other business ventures.
Yeah.
You're a fight manager,
promoter, / promoter. Okay. I've kind of stepped back from that because the music is being crazy right now. I had taken a break from music, and shout out to like Chris Harris, man. He put me on. That's one of my friends from growing up. He started his MMA career, and I just saw the importance of like branding. Like, dude, like if you want to take off, you want to get out of here, you got to brand yourself. And so it was almost like music, just like the same path I took with music could be applied to sports, because at the end of the day, it's all entertainment. Yeah. And I got in that. I started winning streak management. I picked up about 5 fighters, MMA fighters, boxers, and just really wanted to help these guys with branding. Like, fighters, they're hard, and they're determined, disciplined dudes. They're tough guys, but they don't see the importance of, like, well, most of them don't, social media and getting out in the community and making yourself known as a brand. Because at the end of the day, these fighters are you're not just a fighter, you're a business. Right. And so my goal was just to get these guys to see that, hey, you're only going to make so much money in the cage or in the ring, but you want to set yourself up so you can make money outside the ring, outside the cage. Because in reality, your biggest stars, they're making their money. They're like, especially like UFC, they're the biggest names probably get $1 million a fight. With sponsorships and endorsements, you could make 10 times that if you play your cards right, Correct. And so that was my goal with winning streak management, and we definitely achieved that. And I mean, I didn't get guys $10 million, but definitely opened their eyes to seeing that, hey, I need to brand myself. I need to get sponsors. And that pretty much all that, I shifted to my partner that I started it with, Reese, and he started TKO Combat Sports with another gentleman. And so all my fighters are over there now. Okay. And I'll probably bounce back once things get clear with this music, but man, I'm working so hard in sessions every day, like, to manage fighters. And this is to all my fighters out there. If you get a man, don't just sign to someone just because they can get you a fight. You need to sign to someone that's really going to be putting in work with you 24/7, that has your interests at heart. Anybody can reply to an email and say yes. That's what a lot of these managers are out here doing. And they're taking 20% of these fighters' purses, which is messed up. Because these guys don't work. They're training hard, and they need their money. Right. So don't give 20% of your money away just for some guy to respond to a text or an email. You could do that yourself. And so, I got off on my tangent. My bad. Nah, so what were we saying?
Nah, it's all good. Keep going.
And so, yeah, man, TKO Combat Sports is on the come up. I definitely want everybody to check them out. Shout out my boy Reese, Alex, Chris, everybody that was down with winning streak, and Manny, Brandon Phillips, all the gyms, JMTK. Like, it's a big movement, man.
Yeah, the fighting world seems to be kind of like had a little undercurrent here in the city. Like, people don't really know about that.
I mean, they don't, but they do. Yeah, I feel like not a knock on Wichita, but we are a little late to things. We are a little late when it comes to it, but it's a growing scene, and not even as far as like fighting goes, like MMA training is really big here for people that just want to like get in shape. Right. There's a lot of gyms, like there's Fox Fitness, there's JMTK, Genesis, there's La Selva, I think that's in Derby. There's Wichita Jiu-Jitsu. It's a lot of gyms here. And so it's definitely a market. And you think about like MMA is the fastest growing sport in the world right now.
And see, growing up, my uncle, it was 2 or 3 fights that we would get. Mike Tyson, of course.
Yeah.
That one was Roy Jones Jr. But the third one was Ken Shamrock.
Exactly. And see, back then, it was no holds barred. Like, it could be like a 250-pound dude fighting like a 160 guy.
Exactly.
And those are crazy days.
And we remember they were trying to actually bring MMA here to Wichita, but Kansas was like, nah.
It's too barbaric.
It's too barbaric. Like,
those were good days, man.
They wasn't ready for it back then. But now it's crazy. Like, it's come full circle.
You're a fight guy. Did you watch the Wilder fight last night?
I didn't watch it. I mean, I was at a birthday party, but I kind of knew.
What was going to happen.
Wilder, he's so much far head and shoulders above everybody in the heavyweight division. Heavyweight division, we need more athletes. Like, a lot of people playing football probably could go over there and be good athletes in boxing
for sure.
But
I was talking to a dude last night about that, and he was trying to say Wilder and Mike Tyson. I was like, dude, there's no competition. It's like between them and like who has Wilder fought?
Yeah.
No, and that's not Wilder's fault. He beat who gets put in front of him.
Right.
But at the same time, it's just like there's no competition in the heavyweight division no more. Welterweight's good, middleweight's good,
right?
But I don't know.
We gotta bring the heavyweights back, man.
Right.
So what else do you have going on?
Me, right now it's just music, man. Like, I have songs. I'm working on a lot of stuff, and I'm also everything is pretty centered around music. Like, I want to start a site that pretty much upcoming producers can get sounds from, like how we were talking about quality sounds. They can get sounds for cheap that they could use in their production, royalty free. Also, I want to start a site where a lot of people ask me for beats, and I'm just to be like, I'm not trying to sound cocky, but like your average Joe can't afford my beat.
Right.
You know what I mean? Unless I would just say, just to be nice and give him a beat.
Right.
And so I want to start a site where I got beats that up and coming artists could use for their demos and stuff like that. And that'll be coming real soon. It's a site. It'll be called drumsbycommittee.com. And it'll be a one-stop shop where you can get beats, you can get your song mixed, you can get songs or sounds to use in your production, all that in one place. And there's a lot of sites for that here and there, but I don't think it's one that's got it all in one spot.
Gotcha. Who's your personal favorite producer?
Ooh, just one?
You can give me top 5.
Woo. Okay. My top 5 producers. I gotta go with Timbaland. There's no order because I don't think people get high at different times. Timbaland, Kanye West, Max Martin. Oh man, 5.
Give somebody an example of Max Martin. Who might
Max Martin is probably the most successful producer of the last 20 years that no one knows about. Max Martin does all your pop hits like Katy Perry, California Girls, Teenage Dream, which I think is probably one of the best songs ever. I mean, you name it, he's worked with them.
Okay.
Oh man,
you got
Miley
3 of them now.
Let's see.
Okay.
He's worked with a lot of people. So I got Max Martin, Timbo,
Kanye. Tough one, huh?
Yeah, it's very tough. I gotta go with. Man, this is tough. You gotta put Babyface in there.
Okay.
And then Neptunes.
No Dr. Dre?
I'm tempted to take Kanye out too. Dr. Dre is definitely dope, man. Like I'm not knocking Dre, but he's not my top 5 right now.
Where does he rank?
Maybe 6.
Okay.
But I might take Kanye out and put I'm taking Kanye out and put Dre in there.
Just Blaze?
Just Blaze is definitely in there too. But these are see, to me, like I said, I'm a diverse guy. Like these are guys across genres.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Like Just Blaze never really got in the pop world. He started trying to do the EDM stuff late in his career with Bauer. Remember Higher and all that. After like the Harlem Shake came out, Just Blaze hopped on the EDM train. And Dre, he never really, I mean, yeah, you got to put Dre in there, man. Dre's 5. Dre's in there. Max Martin, Babyface, Timbo, Neptunes. Timbo and the Neptunes are like they're my 2 favorites.
Okay.
For sure. Especially the Neptunes are probably my favorite. For real. And Chad, Ghost. They're one of the biggest reasons I started making beats.
Okay. I can see that.
Yeah.
Talk about Win the Family Man.
Win a family, man. Man.
How do you make time?
You gotta make time, bro. You gotta make time for your family. I've been married for 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
And had my daughter super young, man. Well, not young to these days standards, but I wasn't ready. But it ended up being the best thing that ever happened to me because it gave purpose to my life, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I was probably pretty selfish at first. I just didn't know it. But then when you got someone else to live for and someone like your decisions affect other people, it's like, oh shoot, I'm in overdrive.
Mm-hmm.
I can't afford to slip up or mess up. And so you gotta make time, man. Time, what I've learned, because I've been blessed to be financially okay. And I feel like in times we go after things like, oh man, this car is gonna make me happy, or this chain, or these J's, or whatever. But at the end of the day, you just like get it, and it's like, then what? What really makes me happy is just seeing my family happy and being with them and making sure they're straight and all that. And so that's why you got to make time, like, because that's everything.
Mm-hmm. Because I mean, right now you're back and forth, right?
Yeah, it's hard being back and forth. I spend like a month here and a month there, and then she holds it down, man. My daughter's 6, so she's not like a baby.
Mm-hmm.
So she has to have homework and and all that. And it's tough, but you just gotta make it work. It's one of those sacrifices that if you want it, you gotta go get it by any means necessary. Hopefully these songs come out and I get
there it is.
get kind of up the bank account a little bit, so she ain't gotta work.
Right. And from what I understand, he's got some major hits on the way. Like major hits. So
yeah, man, I got some stuff with him, and I mean, I've been working with David Guetta, Fifth Harmony, Akon, Sage Gemini. So I got some chances. I got some shots. I put it like that. With my homies, they're dope, man. So
that's what's up.
I got some shots to hopefully make some good music.
That's what's up. All right, any last plugs? Where can people find you on social media if you want them to find you or not? I don't know.
My Twitter is Team Green Music, all one word. My website is teamgreenmusic.com. My Instagram is win_teamgreen. That's all my social medias. I'm not really big on the social media, but I mean, you can find me on there. I'll probably tweet twice a week. Probably post something on the gram once every week. I'll be on the gram story though. I'll be if I'm in the studio, I'll take a flick or whatever. You know what I mean?
I can dig it. Any shout outs?
Oh man, shout out my boy Drew, dope as A&R in the game. Shout out everybody at Pulse, Ashley Calhoun. Shout out my homies. Shout out LT. Shout out Flo Rida. Shout out Wichita. Shout out everybody, man. I don't know, man. I don't know what to say.
That's what's up, man. So thank you again for stopping by.
Of course, man.
We gonna make it do what it do.
We gonna make it do what it do, man. LT, man, he let me borrow Mortal Kombat 2 in 3rd grade and took the time to write all the codes for the fatalities down for me, man. That's a real one. He let me borrow Mortal Kombat 2 and then Mortal Kombat 3 Ultimate in 5th grade, man. So I'll never forget that. That's a real homie right there.
We go back. So once again, thank everybody for tuning in to Vibe Wichita, y'all. Stay locked in.